Hello everyone, welcome back to Bitcoin Trade. In this episode, I'll do some chart analysis, but I also wanted to throw in some crazy theories, mostly conspiracy theories or wild ideas of what is the purpose of Bitcoin, or what other ways can Bitcoin be used. Because I look at the and this conspiracy that I'm going to come up with, or this theory, is a worst scenario type of thing. Just because Mount Gox is halting, everyone's scared, panic selling's going on. Seems like the end of Bitcoin, all that good stuff. What else? What else is in here? Oh yeah, here. Bitcoin's oldest exchange now in shambles, suspends payouts. So it's a sentiment of death. This is the end. So I might as well come up with how Bitcoin can be used to start the end of the world in a way. So interesting theory, all right, since we're in that kind of mood. Um, so I'll get to that theory later. Let me start off with taking a look at some of the charts here. All right, let's back up. Looks like it's starting to break a little bit more right now as we speak. There it is. So there was that support line there. Let's see if it breaks through. Looks like it's breaking through. Let's see, how far do we have to go? There it is. So this line here represents this downward pressure here. So let's zoom in. I want to see if it would break up or break down on that, and it looks like it's breaking down. So you see where this line comes in, and oddly enough, sometimes it does this little thing. You see little here, for whatever reason, but I just have to accept it. That's what's there. So it's not like breaking down that much. It's still around the support line here. But if in order for this to go up, it has to break this trend, which doesn't seem that hard to do, since there's a lot of buyers here, and the range is getting really tight on a half hour. Let's zoom in on the 15. And again, this is on Mount Gox. So if you see my previous episodes, I don't know if Mount Gox will survive by Monday by the time I show this episode, but I mentioned that, well, since it's going out of business, go ahead and just buy all the Bitcoins. If worst case scenario they do go out, and you're able to, if the choice was money or Bitcoins, I would say give me the Bitcoins, because I know they have a lot of them now because the price is falling. So everybody's selling their Bitcoins for US dollar right now. So if it did go out and they had Bitcoins, I would say I would take your Bitcoins in exchange for instead of the fiat currency. So there it is. It's kind of holding. It is what it is. It's on a downtrend here, going in on a downtrend. So, but supposedly this line represents the supported uptrend channel. So we'll see. Only time will tell. We'll just have to give it more time to let it decide what to do. The good thing is the selling off has kind of really reduced quite a bit. So looks like the sellers are a little exhausted. If people who had a lot of Bitcoins wanted to sell, it'd be foolish to sell at this price point. They probably wanted to let it appreciate and then repeat the sell-off again. For anyone who might have a lot of Bitcoins out there and wanted to cash out at a certain point in time, ideally at a higher price. So that's that, and we'll take a look at the other ones as well. See, this is Bitstamp, and Bitstamp had something similar, and it broke down. See, broke down. Not anywhere near the support. Let me see. Support was Yeah, not anywhere near the support. So, but it's kind of stabilized, but it's still trending down. It hasn't really broken out of um, that line here. It looked like it was almost going to, then it just could not. So, but there's a Bitstamp now. Now we're looking at the different price beds here, and BitC is coming out higher. So this is a phenomenon with when you see massive selling. Um, I think I mentioned that in my very earlier episodes where Mt. Gox is the lowest and then BitC is the highest. So that's how it goes. If someone came up to me right now and wanted to sell me their bitcoins, I'd buy them. I would. I would say, oh, I'll buy it for Mt. Gox price. This is the only time you buy anything at Mt. Gox price, when Mt. Gox is the lowest price. So anyway, so this is Bitstamp, and let's take a look at BitC now. And it's broken through this support line, so barely broken. It may break down a little bit more. This is the main, I think. Let me back out here. I got two lines. I'm wondering what I drew out. Oh no. So this is the main. This is the main, and this is just a trend line that I was trying to see if there's a triangle in there. Let's go half hour. So this is just a line I made between these 2 points to see if it would bounce off of it and break out, but it didn't. So this is not even, well, I'll leave it in there just to see what happens, but obviously it didn't have any effect. It just blew right through. And then but this is the real line right here, the support line. So we'll see what happens. And again, I think BitC is holding on to its price because it never appreciated to the point of what Mt. Gox or even Bitstamp did. You see, the other Bitstamp and Mt. Gox both hit or came close to the near top resistance here. BitC never did. So when it dropped, it just didn't have far to drop to reach its support. So that's what's keeping BitC at a higher price. Although they're now all breaking down at the below 700 range now. So this could be an indication of more downward pressure. Just to give you a heads up, okay. But if you're like me, you're as it's going down, you're probably increasing your buys. You could have played. I mean, I could have played it where I could have. The initial bounce off of something usually results in a higher push up. I could have played it where I might have sold out here, then just bought in, sold out, and then just let it kind of play around to see if it would fall down. Or I could have just said, after making all these profits, I could have just said, well, why not? I'll risk my profit and buy something here at this price. And if it did go down, well, it was an extra gained Bitcoin that you, well, risked, but really you didn't have a risk. So, different ways you can do things, but right now I'm really more interested in purchasing and holding right now, because I think this is just a sell-off point, and they're all selling off too. It's not just Mt. Gox. Okay, if anything, Mt. Gox is leading and being the leading indicator of the other two. But if you look at this market, they're not even affected. So it's kind of interesting to see how this market's not even affected, but the US dollar is versus the Chinese money. Alright, so this kind of gives you an indication of maybe purchasing power between the different markets. This being Chinese, I'm assuming. So, anyways, so okay, let's go back to the doomsday scenario for Bitcoin. How can Bitcoin be a doomsday device? All right, so here's my theory on what Bitcoin can be anything you want it to be. All right, so I'm just playing around with some ideas. If you notice, uh, uh, most of what I say or talk about, they're all just ideas. All right, so don't really take them literally to heart. But I'm also speaking from a little experience here and some knowledge that I have about things that I just know. Just you, 1 plus 1 is 2. I mean, after a while, you just figure that out, right? So, um, this, you know, because how money is printed, and I hear the term currency war, right? Currency war, and I always wonder, what the hell is that? What does that mean? Um, and basically, this is a financial instrument. Okay, you probably think it's harmless, it doesn't do anything, but it's actually a very dangerous weapon if you applied it in that way. So it could be basically a financial nuclear bomb. And so what this is it could be used as a weapon against another country to destabilize their currency or destabilize their economy. But here's the great thing about it is that with Bitcoin, um, it's not controlled by a government with a certain agenda. It's controlled by individuals, uh, private people, anybody, and your vote in what you do with your Bitcoin um, is your vote. It's like a world vote in some ways. It's a financial vote, and we live in a world where hopefully there's no more wars, right? Or a war can be avoided, or a war can be caused by this financial instrument, either by whatever means you want to do with it. I mean, it can be used for uh, it is whatever you want it to be. You want to end the world? Well, you can use this to end the world by causing destabilization around the world, causing chaos, or it can be used to stabilize, restore balance, and some degree of equilibrium. All right, so it, it goes two ways. But this is my conspiracy, is that Bitcoin is, if you look at it this way, is a financial weapon, and it's a nuclear financial weapon if used by the wrong type of group of people or in general. Um, so there's my conspiracy theory idea for Bitcoin, since it looks like Bitcoin's dying off in the end of the world. So we'll see what happens. By the time you see this video, we'll all find out what, I think Monday they were going to announce something. So we'll find out what happens by then. By the time you see this, all this will be probably revealed publicly anyway. So anything I say won't make a difference after the fact. So anyways, there goes that, and so I'll end it on that. But it looks like this is BitC, so it's going down and it's breaking out of this up channel here, this hopeful possible up channel, but it couldn't break up, so it's probably gonna hit down back up back around this point, and we'll see if it tests this support. Because if it breaks through, then where could the next support be? It's probably what you're all wondering, right? Where could the next support be? Okay, so the next support is most likely, let me change my thing here, okay, so right now that's kind of where it is. Okay, the next support would probably be at this, you see right here, that would probably be the next support at 5 on BitC 565. After that, this would be the last stopgap right here at at 419 on Bitsy. So there's some support options there. Let's see what it would be on Bitstamp here. Okay. Let's just do a day. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of right. Okay, so it hit here. The next support would be here at 5. This in particular, right here. 548. And then after that, you're looking down here as a support at 385. Man, that's a great deal. Matter of fact, most miners go off of Bitstamp. I already have an agreement with my miner to have to go off of Bitstamp. And I'm looking at Bitstamp right now, and you know, it's lower than Bitsy, and Bitsy is a pretty nice trading platform. That's worst case scenario if Mt. Gox doesn't survive. But if Mt. Gox survives, man, I mean, if you got money in there, it's a it's a bargain. It really is. It's a bargain, and I don't know. I hope Mt. Gox survives because I have a stake in there. Not a T-bone stake, but I have skin at Mt. Gox over there. I got my money over there, so, and my Bitcoin, but we'll see what happens. But what's happening doesn't seem that specific to just Mt. Gox. All right, it seems to be happening with all the U.S. dollar indices. Could be several reasons. Maybe things are turning around. Maybe in America as far as economy, or maybe not. Who knows? So, anyways, okay, let's go to oh yeah, last and not least, good old Mt. Gox. So Mt. Gox it looks like it did break down a little, but it's trying to pull itself back up, which again, that's common, but it's not a good news because it looks like it's got more to go. So what's next here? What's next? Alright, so this was the original right around here, okay, that I mentioned it stopped. It broke through there. This was the second at 614, and then after that it would be these right here in particular at 459. So there you go. Those are the next stops, supports. Hopefully it'll be caught by then, but maybe not. Who knows? So that should conclude this episode. I don't have any other news, new news anyway. I'm doing this over the weekend. The amazing thing about Bitcoin is, yes, even though with all the bad news, the imminent demise, this thing is still trading, even in the weekends. All right, even on the weekends, it's still going. Life of a Bitcoin trader. That's kind of what it is. Anyways, I'll conclude this episode here, and feel free to comment, like, dislike, even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.